Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So we got a lot done on the car. I'm going to show you some of that stuff that I've done during the week. But today's project is actually going to be probably a pain in the ass, but that's the only way I know to do things. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make the turbine inlet flange, the square flange that goes on the bottom of the turbo. I do them a little different than what you can usually buy because I don't like trying to fit the round pipes to the square holes, if that makes any sense. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do that. In this particular case though, the whole hot side of the turbo kit is stainless steel, and that's where the problem lies. So any of you that have ever machined, drilled, cut, hammered, done anything like that to stainless steel, you'll know why I really don't like doing it. So let's get started. We're going to lay that out first. We're going to attempt to hole saw the stainless steel and see how that works. If it's too much, then we're going to go ahead and switch it over to the lathe and go from there. So let's get started on that. Alright, the camera wasn't recording like I thought it was for some reason, but anyways, as you can see, it's laid out right there. And so what we're going to attempt to do is cut it with the hole saw over on the milling machine. It's probably not going to work, but we're going to try it anyways. Alright, this part is not going to be fun, and I will be really surprised if it works, but again, we're going to try it anyways. Okay, so this is working surprisingly well. This hole is cut nearly all the way through the plate, but if you'll notice right here, the center drill for the other radius is on this part, so we don't want that part to fall out of there just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and move over and cut it all the way through. And wobbly drill there. Put it back down in low gear. And by the way, this is machine coolant out of the NC machine over there, so this stuff works really good. I'm really surprised how good this is working, actually. Okay, we moved over. We're going to cut the other piece out now. Okay, I don't think I said it earlier when I was over there on the milling machine, but the first hole saw that I had was used, and I had had it for quite a while, and it was in kind of sad shape. So I bought a new hole saw and started using the machine coolant on it, and it cut through the second hole in about 2.5 minutes. Now I've edited quite a bit of that out because it's not fun to watch. And anyways, so now we're on to welding the bracing, or at least tacking the bracing on the turbine housing. So this is, or on the turbine flange, turbine housing. So there's the first part of it. And then while we're building the turbo kit, we'll tack weld these pieces in place, something like that. Now the reason why we don't weld them up front is because at some point we'll have to get in here and weld the sides of the tubes up when they get put in, and this will be in the way. So we'll tack these in place so it can hold the turbo up, get it all built, and then we'll weld that stuff up complete, put these back on, and then weld them up complete, and then that part will be done. Okay, so we welded up the back of it complete, got the braces tack welded on it like that, and now we're going to get ready to put it on the car so we can set the position of the turbo and all that stuff. That didn't turn out too bad. Got a little out of position there on the ends, but it'll be alright. So, let's get it mounted on the car and see what it looks like. Okay, we got the turbo mounted, and it's bolted to the pinch weld on the frame, which is normally how I do this particular kind of setup. So from here we'll build the crossover pipe to both sides. It has 2 wastegates on it, so one will come off of each bank. The down pipe will go down, and it splits into 2 3.5-inch pieces that dump by the bell housing and will allow us to connect exhaust to it. Of course, it's going to have a big air-to-air intercooler, which if you've been keeping up with the other videos, you probably already saw that. So yeah, that's it. Turbo mounted. Now I'm going to grab the camera and we're going to do a walk around and show you all the other little stuff that we did this week. Got a whole lot done. Big progress, so check it out. Okay, so on to the list of accomplishments for the week. Big stuff like got the race pack mounted in the dash and a block off plate made for it. Everything in the car is black vinyl painted, so the inside of the interior will all be black. Complete black interior. If you plan on doing vinyl paint on your car or any kind of project or anything, I use the VHT stuff on this. This is satin black. I'm here to tell you that stuff works great. I'll put a link in the description below. Lots of comments on it of the people that have seen it, and for the longest time I just wouldn't do vinyl paint because I didn't think that it worked. This stuff is tough, looks great. I'm going to show you the rest of the interior now so you get a look at what's going on inside of there. But it all turned out fantastic, so check it out. Okay, there's the dash. Again, all painted with the same VHT vinyl paint. Stuff turned out fantastic. Come around here to the other side. The quarter plastic up here, all that stuff is painted with the same paint. Awesome. Can't say enough good things about it. Got the back seat in for date nights. You know, you may need that, or you may not. Who knows? I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to take it out and fabric paint it or just give it a good vacuuming like it is. Kind of hard to say because it was quite the task getting that in there. On to the next order of business. Alright, I think we looked at the trunk a little bit in one of the earlier videos, but everything is now officially mounted. Battery tray, fuel cell, everything mounted. You can see back there in the back. Kind of hard to tell with the shadow, but the air tank is mounted on the other side of the fuel cell. Only thing left, mounting that little guy. Okay, here's more fun and excitement. As you can see, the fuel cell, or the fuel system, is started already. The little AEM pump up there is going to be the primary pump, the pump in which the car drives on until it goes to a certain amount of boost or throttle position, then the big magnifuel pump will come on. So the hard part of that is done. That extra bulkhead up there in the front is for the return line to go through the floor, by the way. Okay, oh, one more thing I forgot. The cage is painted now. I don't think it was done like that in the last video, but nonetheless. So, as you can see, huge amounts of progress over the past few days. Lots of trips to the store, lots of trips to Summit, lots of assembly, lots of taking stuff apart, welding, fabrication, all that neat stuff. So we're going to continue on. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the turbo kit complete, and we're going to do all this in steps. So the way I think that it's going to happen is turbo kit complete, which is going to include the upper intake manifold, the intercooler, all the cold pipe, all that stuff, fuel system, and then wiring. And then that way, when it comes down to the wiring, there won't be anything left to do fabrication wise or anything like that, so we should be able to just start it up. Once we plug in the last wire, it's time to fire it up. Okay guys, so I think that's probably a good place to call this video quits. Like I said, big progress this week. Fuel system started, the parachute bars on it, which I don't think I showed that earlier. The holes drilled in the bumper, all that jazz. Cage is painted, the interior is in the car, the hard stuff like the headliner and all of the clips that hold it in, and all the plastic is painted and all that jazz. So it's really starting to come together. So like I said earlier, the next step in the process is going to be building the turbo kit complete, which will probably be 3 or 4 videos in itself. So yeah, that's it. Lots done. Thanks everybody for stopping by. As usual, I appreciate it. Hope everybody has a good day. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram for all of the sneak peeks of the upcoming videos. Thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one.